Hello there, friends. How are you today? I wanted to talk to you about collections in bullet journals. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because of an experience that I wanted to share with you concerning a collection that I created specifically for the year of 2024. And the purpose of the collection was to bring more laughter into my life, because after dealing with the passing of my dad in 2023 and currently dealing with the passing of my mother in January of 2024, I knew that I would need to have more balance when it came to positive and negative emotion. And with grief, you need to have laughter, because otherwise you kind of get buried in the negative, and I didn't want that to happen. So I specifically chose the word laugh as my word of the year for 2024. And so I decided to create a collection, basically making space in my bullet journal specifically to capture the moments of laughter that I recall from the day. Now, one of the things that it definitely showed me was that I didn't have enough laughter, and that I had to be very proactive when it came to making laughter a more dominant experience in my everyday existence. Now, I bought a couple of very funny rip-off calendars. One of them is a shoebox, and the other one was a cat calendar. And that has helped somewhat. There have been a few in there that have really hit the funny bone. And so I've been able to write down cat comic or whatever it is. And of course, my husband is a major source of laughter for me. He cracks me up all the time. So I often wrote Bill's remark or whatever. And so I did this, and with each new month, when I would create my pages in my bullet journal for the month, I would create the laugh page. And so I was very intentional about creating this page every month as I went through the year of 2024. Now, I know we're still in that year. We're now in October as of this recording. But I made a decision when I made my October pages a couple days ago. I made a decision that I no longer wanted to have a separate collection just for laugh. Yes. And I just wanted to talk briefly about why it's important to pay attention to how we're feeling about what we choose to include in our journaling practice. Because sometimes when we initially have an idea, it works for a time, and then it kind of sort of begins to wane a little bit. Or maybe it feels too repetitive, or maybe it's not as relevant as we thought it would be. For me, I would say that it kind of created a little bit of pressure for me to come up with something that I could highlight that I laughed about that day. And sometimes there were days where nothing came to mind, and so I would leave it blank. And I began to notice more and more days were left blank. And so I decided that instead of having a separate collection in my bullet journal that said laugh, that I would instead make space either in my rapid log, which is my daily log that I write all the things that I did that day, that I would mark it in there specifically. I could just write laugh and then write the moment that I wanted to capture. And if it has to do with family outside of me and my husband, then I would list it under family updates, just to highlight it there. So I realized that there were other ways that I could capture that laugh moment without having to have it separate as a collection in my bullet journal. So the reason why I wanted to share this with you is because it's okay to make a decision to change something up if it doesn't resonate with you any longer, or if you find a different way to approach the issue that you want to keep track of instead of what you've been doing, because it just doesn't feel quite right. So I just wanted to share that with you and let you know that it's okay to make up your mind about something and make a change in the process, even if it's something that you had a goal for the whole year. Because sometimes the way you were doing it just isn't working for you, and it's okay to say, I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to do it in a way that feels easier, that feels gentler, that has less pressure, where it feels more in the moment, where it feels more intuitive, where it feels easier. So that's what I decided to do. And so I just wanted to share that with you because I thought that it would be helpful for those of you who either keep a bullet journal or are focusing on a particular topic and it's just not quite resonating and you're not sure whether you should let it go. And my suggestion is to really give it as long of a shot as you want to, but then when it doesn't feel like it resonates the way you've been doing it, don't be afraid to change things up, because sometimes that's what you need to do in order to make things work for you and align with your goals going forward. So I hope this helps. I trust that it will give you some impetus to make some change where you need to. I encourage you to visit my website at dawnherring.net, where I have 2 resources for you for your journaling practice. One is the Art of Journaling Prompt Playbook, and the other one is the Art of Journaling Toolbox, where I have various ways that you can approach a journaling entry and keep it fresh. So you have yourself a delightful day. Thank you so much for watching. Do check out my Art of Journaling playlist on my YouTube channel if you would like to see more videos where I talk about journaling and offer prompts as well for you if you're interested, if you'd like to run with prompts. And I wish you a delightful day, and remember that gentle is magic.